Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you. Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled the design for which we were created. I am authorized to tell you.
What?
It would appear there is more to this message than we are receiving.
Indeed.
Kirk to Uhura. Are you receiving any strange subspace or radio signals?
Captain, there is a neutrino-based transmission being broadcast near your current position from a point of unknown origin, probably from another star system. Our equipment is not designed to handle it. Though given 1 to 2 weeks, we might be able to identify patterns and extrapolate what it's trying to say.
We'll work on the problem from here. Kirk out.
Interesting. So it's not. There's more to this.
Thank you for your hard work.
Okay, it's stuck in some kind of weird loop or something.
Do you have any idea what...
No, we've done this. Okay, I looked it up again. I forgot that there was an outside. There's actually... Yeah, okay. I should have explored better.
An antenna. I wonder what it was meant for.
That's what we're here to find out, Mr. Johns.
Okay.
Aside from this sensor array, there is nothing unexpected here.
How would this, after 50,000 years, not be covered in dust? Alright, let's just scan it.
The array appears to have deployed recently, which explains its lack of damage.
Interesting.
The focal point of the dish is aligned approximately 35 degrees above the horizon.
Okay.
This appears to be similar to Federation technology, Captain. Its control principles are similar to the Medaille sensor dish on Vulcan. It has locked the array at a 35-degree angle. Without knowledge of the code control sequence, I cannot adjust it. I also detect that its power core is not functioning. It operates on geothermal energy, tapping into heat from the ground below.
I see. So if there's no geothermal energy, how do we power it?
The control mechanism.
Maybe we could use a phaser.
Captain, until power has been...
This seems point.
I hope they didn't pay the landscapers very many credits for this work.
You know, Jim, this is not the kind of place...
Not quite a picnic spot, but it has its charm. What do you think, Bones?
With the thin atmosphere, Sunblock 187 would be nice.
Alright, I'm gonna try it.
It is fascinating how I had not thought of making the array appear as weathered as the rocks, but then I rely on logic to govern my actions. Destroying the control mechanism...
Yeah,
Jim, have you lost your mind?
Don't I get a blindfold first?
Yeah, okay, I guess that's not the way. Okay, so it's powered by geothermal energy, but... Huh.
Mr. Scott requests to know if everything is all right, sir.
Tell Mr. Scott that everything is fine. Kirk out.
I need a power source from the Enterprise. Okay.
Aside from this sensor array...
Maybe the power source is located elsewhere. Oh, there's another one.
These controls do not seem to be functioning properly. The array is a precision...
Okay, none of it's functioning properly. But there seems to be more area to explore. Okay, there's another one. I'm guessing this one isn't working
The
either.
array appears to be in similar...
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Captain, perhaps you should not use the sensor controls.
He's supposed to be a Starfleet Academy graduate, but the show just makes him look like an idiot. Well, this game, I mean, makes him look like an idiot.
Captain, until power...
Okay, we need power. Okay, so I had the right idea, and I looked it up, and apparently we do need the Enterprise to use its phasers to create a power source by creating some geothermal energy with the phasers. But I don't know how to make it happen.
The energy level is insufficient, Captain. We cannot generate the energy level needed to provide geothermal energy with hand phasers.
If it's thermal energy you want, Jim, I remember this planet that used a starship's phasers on a microwave setting to heat the surrounding rock to provide temporary power.
An interesting observation, Doctor. We could use the same technique here, but the beam would have to be extremely precise. If we targeted the wrong section, we could melt the rock and destroy the array.
Okay, so I had the right idea, but I need to find the exact specific rock to use.
Mr. Scott requesting.
Tell Mr. Scott.
And the hint book tells me it is this rock, but it's not.
This appears to be the most accessible spot to heat the rocks
What?
below the ground and generate geothermal energy for the array.
It told me a moment ago that it wasn't.
Captain, although this rock formation does indirectly lead to the thermal core, I suggest finding an area that would allow a more direct transfer of energy.
Kirk to Enterprise. Sulu, can you read me?
Sulu here, Captain. How can I help you?
The Enterprise should broadcast a low-level microwave beam at the coordinates I am sending.
We have them, Mr. Spock. Get ready. Stand away from the blast area.
Stand by, ready for weapons position.
Maybe you should get off this screen. This is the Starship's phasers we're talking about. Jeez.
Sending microwaves now.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's really cool.
Temperature near the power coupling is rising rapidly. I estimate a below-ground temperature of 345 degrees Kelvin is required to reactivate the array. It is at 320, 330, 335, 340, 345, 350.
Shut off the beam, Mr. Sulu.
Affirmative, Captain.
Very cool.
The array is now drawing power. We were successful.
Fabulous.
Captain, the parameters of this sensor have been preset. I suggest we do not change them unnecessarily.
Okay, so is the transmission working now?
Thank you for your hard work. You have fulfilled.
No, I guess it doesn't.
Captain, the controls indicate the device is aligned at an angle approximately 35 degrees above the horizon. There appears to be some sort of anomaly in the control program that has misaligned the controls, but my tricorder is unable to determine it. Without determining the goal, I'm afraid I cannot realign the dish.
If we ask the Enterprise?
Scotty, I need a calculation from the main computer.
Ah.
While I know the computers on the Enterprise aren't quite as good as her engines, I think she'll manage.
He's a bit biased.
I am sending the problem.
Ugh, that was too easy, Mr. Spock. Angle is 32.5 degrees.
Thank you, Mr. Scott.
So is there anything else you need, Captain?
Not now, Scotty. Kirk out.
Beam down a picnic blanket and a bunch of food.
I'm
A
now
long
attempting
mission.
to realign the device to 32.5 degrees. It should now be correctly aligned.
It moved 1 pixel. Okay, let's check on the other one just to be sure. Okay, the other one seemed okay as far as I could tell. There were no anomalous readings on the scans, so let's go back and see if the message is working.
Thank you, Captain, for your aid in constituting my people and in the unexpected necessary realignment of our communications array. You have performed admirably. Of the 16 stations reporting at this point, there have been 50% fatalities, 30% other failures, and only 20% successes. One group got points for style.
What are you talking about?
Points for style? Is this some sort of game? Not another alien race with a superiority complex. Who are you this time? Your appreciation is welcome, but many questions remain unanswered. Who are you? Points for style. No, your
Let's be nice
appreciation
about
is
it.
welcome, but many questions remain unanswered.
I am Sississa, a projection of a synthesis of Azra and Visner. Clearly you know that the primitive life forms you have been dealing with are incapable of creating that in which you now stand.
Indeed.
You will also note that the more demonic of the creatures displayed a passivity you did not expect, while the morally pure creature was aggressive and bloodthirsty.
Well, I disagree with those characterizations because we don't judge creatures mainly on their appearance in the 23rd century.
The contradictions were noted and duly dealt with. I take it you were testing us on our ability to deal with disparate and contradictory inputs.
Yes, your reasoning ability was being tested. as well as your ability to adapt to new ideas when they conflict with deeply held beliefs and cultural customs. You passed quite admirably. The Brassica were impressed.
No help from Ensign Prejudice over here.
I'm not clear on who the Brassica are.
Captain, from this site, I can deduce various things about the Brassica. They are taller and more slender than we are. They are possessed of 3 fingers and a thumb on each hand. I suppose bilateral symmetry, and I know they possess greater visual acuity than humans. They visited this place well before humans had left the Cro-Magnon stage of development. And I note they have avoided detection by us, and presumably every other race in the universe, before they decided to send out signals to bring us to their bases.
Thank you, Mr. Spock.
And more you shall know as you continue on the quest. I wish you luck.
Interesting.
Kirk to Enterprise, Scotty, 4 to beam up.
So that's it. But it suggests there's more to come from these aliens. It's only a preliminary test.
Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end.
Yes, Bones, we picked up on that.
In this case, Bones, a new beginning. We were the midwives for the rebirth of a life form. 2 halves that have been made whole again. That's the way it was meant to be.
Yeah, but it was just a test. Like, it didn't really mean anything, did it? Was it...
And let us hope that this is the end of Ensign John's prejudices.
Yeah, he's standing there, folded arms.
We can all learn to stop judging people by appearances. Ensign Johns might have done well to remember the biblical representation of Lucifer, appearing in the guise of an angel of light.
The guys, he was an angel. Anyway, let's not get into that. But yeah, it's funny they're talking about him like he's not standing right here.
You can never trust anybody, and people who look like pointy-eared hobgoblins are definitely at the bottom of the list.
Fucking hell, speaking of prejudice.
It appears that Dr. McCoy did not learn the lesson of this mission either. Unfortunate, but not unexpected.
Yeah, I kind of think this would be a disciplinary matter if he...
Fortunately, the Alphans and the Omegans learned philosophy and personal belief are not as easily divorced from logic as some would believe. We humans attain our greatest fulfillment when both of them are united.
Really, Captain?
Really? But I've had enough philosophy for one day. I'd rather worry about these Brassica and their cosmic quest.
Right, it seems like there's more to come from them in the later missions.
Well, with me aboard, we're sure to get points for style.
Many questions remain unanswered, Captain.
And there's only one way to answer them.
Captain, message from Starfleet.
Bring it up, Lieutenant.
I have reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. Well done, Kirk. Keep up the good work. I must say, however, your performance is not what we've come to expect from James T. Kirk. I guess we all have our off days, Captain. Kane out.
For God's sake, the superior alien beings that created this scenario were impressed. Why aren't you? God.
Ahead, Mr. Sulu. Warp Factor 5.
Leaving orbit. Increasing to warp factor 5.
That's all he gets to say in this, and in most of the series as well. Alright, new mission. Voids.
Spock, where do you think we should start looking for this? Brassica?
Logic suggests that they will present us with opportunities to come to them.
Indeed.
Captain, a message from Starfleet.
On screen.
Captain, the USS Regulus has been forced to cancel its survey mission to the Antares Rift. We've decided to redirect the Enterprise to that mission. The USS Hood will take over for your current assignment.
What is our current assignment?
Of course, the Antares Rift has a rather dangerous reputation.
Nothing the Enterprise can't handle. But be careful. Starfleet out.